Hi everybody, good morning. How are you? So I'm going to read the house for hermit crab, okay? Alright, here it is right here. Time to move, said hermit crab. One day in January, I've grown too big for this little shell. He had felt safe and snug in his shell, but now it was too snug. Hermit crab stepped out of his shell and onto the floor of the ocean, but it was frightening out in the ocean, in the open sea without a shell to hide in. What if a big fish comes along and attacks me? He thought. I must find a new home. Early in February, Hermit Crab found just the house he was looking for. It was a big shell, and it was strong, and it moved right in, wiggling and wagging about inside to see how it felt. It felt just right. But it looks so plain, thought the Hermit Crab. In March, the Hermit Crab met some sea anemones. They swayed gently back and forth in the water. How beautiful you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and live on my house? It is so plain, it needs you. I'll come, whispered a small sea anemone. Gently, the Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and put it on its shell. In April, the Hermit Crab passed a flock of starfish moving slowly along on the sea floor. How handsome you are, said the Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to decorate my house? I would, singled a little star. Carefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and put it on his shell. This book is heavy. In May, Hermit Crab discovered some coral. They were hard and didn't move. How pretty you are, he said. Would one of you be willing to help make my house more beautiful? I would, creaked a crusty coral. Gingerly, the Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. I wonder what else he's going to find. In June, Hermit Crab came to a group of snails crawling over the rock of the ocean floor. They grazed as they went, picking up algae and bits of debris and leaving a neat path behind them. How tidy and hard-working you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come help clean my house? I would, offered one of the snails. Happily, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. Wow, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 things so far. Let's see how many he's going to get. That seems like a lot. In July, Hermit Crab came upon several sea urchins. They were sharp, prickly with needles. How fierce you look, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to protect my house? I would, answered one of the spiky sea urchins. Gratefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on its shell. There's 5. In August, Hermit Crab and his friends wandered into the forest of seaweed. Seaweed is dark, like black or dark green. It's so dark in here, thought the Hermit Crab. How dim it is, murmured the anemone. How gloomy it is, muttered the starfish. How murky it is, complained the coral. I can't see, said the snail. It's like a nightmare, cried the urchin. In September, Hermit Crab stopped was spotted a school of lanternfish. Look how pretty they are. Darting through the dark water. How bright you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come along and light up our house? I would, replied a lanternfish, and it swam over near the shell. In October, Hermit Crab approached a pile of smooth pebbles. How sturdy you are, said the Hermit Crab. Would one of you mind if I rearranged you? Not at all, answered the pebbles. Hermit Crab picked them up one by one with his claw and built a wall around his shell. Now my house is perfect, cheered the Hermit Crab. Do you think his house is perfect? Let's see what he thinks. But in November, Hermit Crab felt like his shell seemed a little bit too small. Little by little, over the year, Hermit Crab had grown, and soon he would have to find another bigger home. But he had to come to love his friends, love the sea anemone, the starfish, the coral, the sea urchin, the snail, the lanternfish, and even the smooth pebbles. They have been so good to me, thought the Hermit Crab. They are like family. How can I ever leave them? In December, a smaller little hermit crab passed by. I have outgrown my shell, she said. Would you know of a place for me? I have outgrown my house too, answered Hermit Crab. I must move on. You are welcome to live here, but you must promise to be good to my friends. I promise, said the little crab. The following January, Hermit Crab stepped out and the little crab moved in. Couldn't stay in a little shell forever, said the Hermit Crab as he waved goodbye. The ocean floor looked wider than he remembered, but Hermit Crab wasn't afraid. Soon he spied the perfect house, a big empty shell, and it looked, well, a little plain, but sponges, he thought. Barnacles, clownfish, sand dollars, electric eels. Oh, there are so many possibilities. I can't wait to get started. The end. What did you think of that one? What would you have tag along on your shell or your house? Is there something that makes your house feel special? Let me know. As always, I love you, and I will see you again soon. Bye, guys.